Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the first men's semi-final of the Toulouse Sevens. Ireland taking on France. And a stat that they mentioned just before, Ireland have never won a semi-final matchup. So this is a perfect opportunity. But if they do end up winning, it is going to be a date with either the Samoans or the Fijians in the final. But France, they are the home side. They are fired up. And after winning 3 of their last 4 fixtures in Toulouse, they will be hoping to get themselves over into that final in front of their home crowd. But looking through at the lineups, France, it is going to be Legal, Hayard, Mignot, Mazzolini, Riva, Thrabal, and also Grandidier. Then for Ireland, it is McNulty, Kelly, Tom Roach, Jordan Conroy, Kennedy, Mark Roach, and Hugo Lennox. But do let me know your score predictions for this match, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are excited for it, as it is the first of 2 semi-finals that we are going to be covering on at the channel. My money is on New Zealand as well, says Pink Shirt. So that would be for the men's side of things when they do end up playing. And also Christian's got there Ireland 26-12, but that one has been kicked off and it's going to be retained now by France. They have got this one in their hands and they'll be looking to hang on to it for as long as possible. Now, I will mention Ireland's women's side just got knocked out of the women's side of the draw in their semi-final. So Ireland would be able, or would love to be able to get one side through to a cup final in this one, but it's a brilliant tackle made by Terry Kennedy. Bit of a counter ruck from the Irish, and it does almost go into touch Legal. He's kept that one just in the field of play, and it's a very scrappy start between the two sides. A little knock on the ground, though, from Legal, or Mignot. In fact, it wasn't. Also Amelia, and also France 28, Ireland 12, and France 29, Irish 12. Says it was Betty, and also hi, says Amelia. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. At the moment, we've got one Australian side through to a final. We've got one New Zealand side through to the final. This will be the first French or first Irish side to make it through. And I'm very excited for not just this game, but also there is a game coming straight after this one, and it is going to be that massive clash taking place between the Samoans and the Fijians. And also, France have not made a cup final since Hamilton 2020, whereas Ireland have never won a cup semi-final. So there is a lot on the line. History will be made for one of these two sides here. Terry Kennedy now passes across into the hands of Roach, looking to use their back line. But first of all, McNulty starts to drive. Mignot able to make the tackle on him, though. Now going in. Good offload made by, it was Jack Kelly now stepping through. It looked like there was a little bit of a protest from one of the French players. I believe it was Hayard, but now Kennedy now goes back across to Kelly. Ball on the inside. Back to Kennedy. Running it sideways, running it quick, and he is going through. Terry Kennedy, he scores it. And that will be a brilliant try for the Irish, and also a pretty identical prediction. And then also we've got the 28-15 for France. And there says right, but that is Terry Kennedy scoring the first try of the match now. And Ireland starting it extremely well, but Terry Kennedy, he just kept on going sideways around the defense. Riva wasn't able to catch him. Grandidier and also Thrabal was caught watching the man on the outside. And also, will the Irish spoil a decent party? Says Fleshin, there is a chance that they might be able to do so because they have already scored themselves their first try. Slammed down by Terry Kennedy, and also go Ireland, says Bruce there. But yeah, very impressive from Ireland to not just have a team in the men's semi-final, but also the women's semi-final for this round of the Sevens. I actually believe the only other team to do that is Fiji for this competition. Now kicking it up high for the Irish, waiting for it to come down, and it bounces onto the side of France. Little knock on the ground, though, from Hayard, and also sideways, just like the Warriors. This is David the Mod. At the moment now, scrum feed for the Irish. They are sitting 4 minutes left in this first half. If they can score once or twice more, it looks like everyone's having a tying up the shoelaces break. The referee's doing so, so one of the players is like, well, I might as well do it as well while we have got the time. Speaking of time, next game that has taken place, Samoa versus Fiji, that will be kicking off at 12:36 a.m., but we will be starting ours at 12:35 at the moment. The marching band, they have been in attendance for this whole competition and have always been blowing on their instruments. That's gone down in the front rows. And we are going to have a scrum reset now. Like they're saying, it's currently very hot there, but no matter what, they have just turned up, and also we got there who, and as I says Patty, but currently playing the drums by the looks of it, and also the cymbals getting crashed together a little bit our predictions. And isn't it late in New Zealand, bro, says Jacob, we are currently sitting at 12:18 a.m., which almost isn't too bad for ourselves, as we will be right up till 5 a.m. when the final is finished. But now kicked him behind. Jordan Conroy chases hard. He's shoulder to shoulder. Rebel with the mistake. Roach picks it up, and that is brilliantly done. And I believe that is going to be the try now for Mark Roach. And that is another one for Ireland, unless they are going upstairs to check this one. And also the Irish, a well-running cash-happy union, or a well-running cash-happy union. And as I says, Flesh, and so Mark Roach, he chases this one. Oh, I would have to say that that is a try for him, and it's early. And there, and also we've got the are you related to Glenn Nyamotu, and there says David the Mod. Almost. Is it a try? Okay, I'm waiting for the crowd reaction because that will tell you exactly whether or not they are going to give it as a try. Okay, still checking it. Checking for something else perhaps here. So they're saying that they're trying to find separation, although this angle that we've got at the moment just doesn't really show it. Right. I mean, the crowd were going, oh, but I think they would have even if he held on to it the whole time. So this is going to be an interesting decision, and it could be a monumental one. They need a different angle. That is, for me, that's so close to lost. You may award the try, though, and it is going to be the try. And plenty of Nyamotus maybe, as I says Jacob there. Currently now, the Irish fans, of course, are cheering loud. The French fans are not very happy with it. But now it will be Mark Roach trying to line up this kick, but the score now sitting 10-0 in favour of Ireland. Taking his time to line up this kick. It's going to be a relatively tough one for him. Oh, he struck it beautifully. He sticks the hand up as well and gives it a little finger wag. He knew that it was good. And now they're just showing that kick behind from Hugo Lennox, which just sat up. Conroy wasn't able to get it, though, initially, but it was a mistake in the footwork by Grandidier. And Ireland are now sitting 12-0 up. And yeah, Jacob drew that. And there's us, says David. Now going up. And what goes up must come down, and it's going to go down about 15 metres. Now, wrestling with them here, the Irish. They want to make sure that they keep this physicality going. It was Tom Roach, Legal, in the hands of France now, and they are going to have a bit of a go with Grandidier trying to make his way through. Unable to do so. Our predictions are going to be out the window. And goddamn French never happy, says David. Now, Riva goes across. Mignot in the midfield, nice inside ball. Now, Mazzolini did actually start in this matchup rather than coming off the bench like he did last time. Now, Riva goes back across to Mignot. Still hanging on to it here for Jordan Sefo. Or sorry, not Jordan Sefo. He is the man who was trying to cover in the defensive side of things. It was, yeah, my buddy. Yeah, buddy, like most of my diets. And why didn't Damien McKenzie, or didn't know Damien McKenzie played for a Japanese team? What's your thoughts on it, says Jacob. It's one of those, it's an interesting one. I know that there is some very good money that you can get in Japan. So I'm glad that he's able to get himself, I guess, a decent amount of a like kind of paycheck. But it's going to be a shame because he won't be able to play for the All Blacks, I don't believe, in this season. Or he might be able to for the end of year tour, but I don't think he can for the Irish tour, which does mean that they will need another fullback. At the moment, they got Geordie Barrett and Will Jordan. Then maybe you go with someone like a Stephen Petafeta as your third case option. But now go step in there front Rabal, using that quick, fast twitch fibre that man has got. It allows him to just sprint at a rapid fire pace. Speaking of pace, this is some right here from Hoyard, and he will be able to score himself the try there for France, and the crowd are electric at the moment in Toulouse. Beautifully done by France, straight up the middle, and it did just create that awesome opportunity for Hoyard to be able to get the French back on the board. I think this match is going to be relatively close, but looks like I can agree with that. Says P. That's a yawn. We don't want too many yawns, do we? I'm going to be wide awake. So we've still got another 5 hours or so of being awake at this current point in time, but nicely done by Hoyard. And he does put the ball down over the line. France now, with an easy conversion, they will be able to get themselves only 5 points behind now. And you can see the celebration, how much it means to some of those children in the crowd to see some of their heroes scoring tries and get a conversion. And also we have got the other Women's Sevens Ireland through. Unfortunately, they did get knocked out in their semi-final game up against Australia, but they will have a third-place bronze final up against Fiji, which should be a very entertaining game, and that will be at approximately 3:03 a.m. New Zealand time, I believe it is. So if I have my time zones right, I think it's 5 or so p.m. Irish time. And who's Charlotte's partner? Okay, I've forgotten his name now. It's not Lockie Anderson, though, is it? It's one of the other Australian Sevens players. Is it Josh Turner? No, Josh Turner was out there before. Don't think it was him. Can't think of his name, but she has got one in the Australian Sevens set up. There's going to be a counter ruck from France trying to turn the ball over, unable to do so. Jordan Conroy, his ankle's taken out from underneath him now. Nice step here in the middle from Jack Kelly, and it's going back for the penalty advantage. The crowd boo against the Irish. And also go, my Ireland boys, better than the Kiwi Sevens are too old and tired, Love said. And there says Bruce, although the good news is, it seems like they have gotten rid of a couple of those older guys, the likes of Caleb Tangitau, the 19-year-old, absolutely tearing it up. And he does actually play for, he played for one of the young, Ireland get booed by kicking it into touch. That is harsh for them. But yeah, he actually plays in the North Island around the Auckland region, I believe it is. And I'm glad to see the likes of him making his way through. I think they've got about 3 or 4 other debuts that they made for the last series, the likes of Kitione Vai, and also ditching a couple of those older guys, such as Scott Curry and also Mickelson. And also we got there, Lewis Holland. I knew it was something to do with something. For some reason, I think I said every name other than his. And also we got there, me, says Betty, and also Lewis someone. And also we got there, Drew, says Nathan. Apparently Dominic Dutoy getting interviewed here. She's at 11 carries, 1 try and 2 offloads. And also, of course, says David the Mod. But currently, 5 versus 7 for the rankings. Ireland, they would absolutely love to make their way through. And also New Zealand Sevens. And then as well, and Kohe. Not too sure what Kohe means. So hopefully it's nothing too bad, or else I did just say something offensive. So hopefully not. But at this stage at halftime, 12 points to Ireland, 7 to France. The winner, they booked themselves a date with the winner of Samoa versus Fiji. Either way, these two sides next game, it's going to hurt because you're up against one of those big old men from the Pacific Islands. And also we got their way up into the blitz box. They actually ended up losing their game up against Scotland in the 9th place playoffs. So now because of it, they do not have any more games and they will finish 10th on the leaderboard. Or in fact, they'll finish 11th for this year. Or not for this year, for this week. So they'll certainly want to redeem themselves because them and New Zealand both didn't make it through to the quarterfinals, which was pretty massive for the overall scheme of things. The moment I can hear the French crowds absolutely chanting for their side. 10 minutes time, we will see Fiji versus Samoa. I've got the Mafia connections. And I'll take care of this, Lewis Muppet. Just say the word, says David the Mod there as well. Although I feel like that would be a risky tactic. It's like the whole side of things of you got to time it, don't you? In terms of when you decide to make your move afterwards, after she's become a widow, which sounds really dark, in fact. So maybe don't do that and just hope it naturally breaks down for yourself. But it didn't quite go 10 meters for France there, which made the crowd boo. And I think they're going to boo literally anything and have been held scoreless in second halves in 2 of the 4 games this weekend for Ireland. So they haven't been finishing the matches that well. And that will give France a little bit of confidence here. Terry Kennedy trying to make his way through, wrestle backwards. Good tackle made. Now going back across their back line. It is going to be in the hands of big Jack Kelly. Looks for the offload. That could be deliberate knockdown. It is indeed. And that is now going to be that's now going to be a yellow card to Jonathan Lagel. And the crowd, once again, not happy. And unfortunately, if you do extend an arm when you're trying to get yourself the intercept, and also we got there, thanks for trying to get it for me as well. But it was Jack Kelly who then found that offload, and Lagel does a yellow card against him. So for another 2 minutes, Ireland will have the extra man advantage. I thought he was tipping a Red Bull on his head, but then I realized it was just a bottle of water. I was going to say Red Bull would make you very sticky, I would think, which I don't know whether or not that's a good thing in sevens. Unless, of course, people are like, oh, I don't know whether I want to tackle him because he's randomly sticky. Now, Billy Dardis throws the ball in, taken nicely by McNulty. Now back to Dardis. Roach getting involved. Now, nice pass off to Terry Kennedy. Look for the pass. Now finds it, and it's going straight up the middle. It's going to be a great run-in from Andrew Smith, short of the line by 5 metres. Now, round the side, Ireland have numbers, and Terry Kennedy will once again get himself another try. And Riva was just saying there was no need for him not to put the ball down. It looks like they're still having a bit of an argument about it as well. I don't think you want to argue with an Irishman. You normally come out second best. But he sold the dummy, went off to Andrew Smith, and then they just used their base Samoa versus England with fire cards everywhere, says Mr. Billy. It certainly was. And that matchup between Samoa and Fiji, perhaps it could be relatively similar. And also go Ireland, says Viniana, but that is going to be now their third try of this match. But Kennedy, we are just waiting to see the replay, although it's taking quite some time there. He did end up putting it down, and then Riva did hit him relatively late, so you can understand why Kennedy wasn't the happiest man around, but that one has missed. So the score now will sit at 17 points to 7. And that 2-minute try for England versus Argentina was naughty, as his flesh in currently. Of course, Argentina. Trying to take the quick tap. Wait, that 2-minute try for England versus Argentina was naughty. Are we talking England Samoa maybe for that one? Do let me know, because I know that they are actually going to be playing up against each other in the near future, aren't they, for Argentina and England? Smith ends up winning the penalty for Ireland, and they will once again kick it towards the corner. They don't need to try and do anything too drastic here other than just closing out this game and being able to get themselves a win. The clock is off currently. Sounds like number 7 is going to get himself replaced. Another we get that Fiji versus Ireland final. I heard it here first, is Lake Show. And tell you what, France versus Samoa would be a pretty awesome matchup. I inadvertently walked into a pub in Brisbane many years ago. It was Run Mafia. I got on stream. I had a great night, says David the Mod. I guess it's one of those ones, as long as you don't disturb the peace. I feel like it's one of those ones that, like, as long as you're not annoying anyone, as long as you're not getting on anyone's wrong side, like, I'm sure they can still have a bit of fun. All right, Ireland, there's Krish there. So, yeah, it does look like Ireland are possibly going to be able to make their way through to the final to take on Fiji or Samoa, one of the two. Backing it up, taking it nicely, and McNulty now passes back across to Billy Dardis. White cut out pass off to Jordan Conroy. Now, he's picked up and dumped. That's going to be a yellow card as well. Yes, it is. No player leaving feet. It's actually a penalty to France there. That's very lucky for Riva. And Samoa makes it finals, no problem. And there as well, here's Lake Show. Like they're saying, it was a horizontal tip for him. So you got to make sure that you're putting down the skies safely, and also you target her ill target. The English rugby player, she's 32. And there as well, says Robert. Currently, France sitting on 7. Ireland sitting on 17. And the French locals, they do not want to go down without a win here. They are getting close, but they do need another try extremely soon. Now it will be Riva. Goes back across to Indiria. Now out to Jordan Sefo. On the outside, and also thank you, says Melatoni there. And yeah, I hope you are doing well. If you are new to the channel, anyone, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Jordan Sefo now trying to find his way around this Irish defence, and it looks like it's starting to open up for France, although now it's an interception for Ireland. Kicked him behind from, I believe it was Kennedy. Sits up with Jordan Sefo, tackled by Jordan Conroy. The Jordans coming together there. It's actually quite a few Jordans, I've realised. Jordan Sefo, Jordan Conroy, and also Jonathan. So I guess it's almost, no, that's different actually. Now I think about it, that's going to be another try though. And Smith has possibly been able to score, but they do want to go upstairs. And Emily Scarlett Amish, says Robert, and also in the rounds when the England player walked the try in, they sit there waiting to ground the ball with no attempt by the Argentinian to make him do it. Says Fishing, yeah, he was just sitting there. Was that England Samoa? Or who was that? Oh no, actually, sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong game. And it was the one in the group stage, wasn't it, if I'm not wrong? How they just waited for it. Have I got that one around the right way? Because they've actually played already, haven't they, England and Argentina? So we're in the same group. Hello, Billy. My cat has decided to come over and see me. I'll say you're welcome, Betty. And are they playing in the afternoon there? Here's Mr. Billy. So in France, it will be kind of afternoon to late evening. For us in New Zealand, it is going to be very early morning at about 4:30 a.m. for the final. But then the game that is taking place between Fiji and Samoa is kicking off in only 2 minutes' time. And we will be covering that game live on the channel as well. So be sure to transfer straight over to that next live stream when we do get it fired up. The other live stream or the other channel that we have got, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to check it out quickly before the next match gets underway, it is that link, and it is the Kiwi Lad Sport. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we are almost at 900. So if you do want to help us out, it is hugely appreciated. And we have got plenty more videos going up. The biggest mafia boss in Queensland back in the state premier, John Vjelke Peterson, those guys in the pub told me. Says David, and also 2 p.m. in France currently, says Robert, and also when is Fiji playing against Samoa, says Melatoni. In about 2 minutes' time, straight after this game, will be when those two sides do go head-to-head. So that will be a very interesting one. See how it does end up going. But Jordan Sefo fires it back across now. And it looks like there might be one last attack in France here. Mignot just get wrestled down to the ground, gets back up, tries to go again, but Jordan Sefo across now. It will be in the hands of, I believe that was, who was that? I think that was Iraguha. They have that now. Legal, a man who did get yellow carded earlier on in the sevens. Ireland straight on the ball, and with only 30 seconds left, they might be able to close out this game with the ball still in hand. And also, you mean Sergio? And then also coming up next game, says Viniana, it certainly is. And we are going to be doing the commentary for that matchup as well. So be sure to stick around this live stream. I believe it will take you straight over to the next one, where we are going to be firing it up in about 15 seconds' time. Ireland, they kick it for touch. I believe their plan will be to kick this one out, win the line out, kick it into touch. Well, what a result. Says Hanoi there. Yeah, certainly a big old impact for Ireland, and they will be building nice momentum going into the final. And also the biggest mafia in most cities are usually the police. And there, says Fletcher. But now Billy Dardis about to throw it. The timer's back on. And now just waiting for this throw. They're going to be going to the front. Nicely taken by Ireland. And now just running away. 2 seconds left. It's not going to be a popular tactic, but it's kicked into touch by Ireland. Oh, that was a cheap shot. And now at the moment, it looks like it is all breaking loose there between Ireland and France. Looks like one of the French players were trying to slap the Irish man across the face. And Capella is just getting told now, calm down, mate. But now we will be going over to our next live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.